What does America get right? If we're talking the US, their national park system is good. They were the first to sort of do it and got the rest of the world into it too. Handicap accessible buildings. National parks. Did someone say free public restrooms? NASA. Even with all the government and political bullshit, it's still taking great strides in taking humanity forward, but more importantly they focus a lot on educating the common folks during missions. I love that all the information and pictures and everything NASA produces are publicly accessible for free, and not even under copyright. I'm not even American, but NASA had a great role in creating interest in me about space and astronomy when I was growing up. Your entertainment industry is second to none and absolutely light years ahead of all other nations. In terms of content, the States is in a class of their own. Edit. For clarity. Industry equals culture. Likewise content equals quality. Edit 2. Please leave me alone, sad face. Canadian here. My near universal experience with Americans is that they are generous and helpful. Many would give someone the shirt off their backs if asked. Collectively, y'all are crazy, but individually, the best people I've ever met. Music. So many musical revolutions started in the US. Wow, this is a surprisingly positive comment section. Discouraging smoking cigarettes. General aviation access for the public. Burgers. Like, each one is better than the next. I'm not talking McDonald's or Burger King, I'm talking burgers in bars. No other country I've been to comes close. I love the American experience. I live in DFW and I don't take it for granted. There's Japanese revolving sushi bars, Russian bathhouses, Korean supermarkets, Mexican foods, Italian markets. Globalization is alive and well. It's my favorite thing about America. Being able to turn right on red lights. The public library system in my county alone, we have over 10 different libraries with transfers between them, so there's a vast selection of movies, books, magazines, etc. Turning Halloween into an all-ages celebration. The kids get to trick or treat. The adults throw their own parties. Everyone gets to dress up and have fun. I love driving and walking through neighborhoods and seeing people who have gone crazy decorating their lawns and houses with horror decorations. Some even turn their places in haunted houses that people could go through while they trick or treat. It's even fun when you go into regular stores like Target and they get into the spirit by playing scary theme music on the PA. Thriller always seems to be playing somewhere. This is the most good things I've heard about my country, lol. I'm feeling fuzzy inside seeing people compliment my country, LMAO. Now I know how it feels. The United States adopts more children than the rest of the world combined. Freedom of speech and press. Many people don't appreciate that the reason America seems to have so many problems is largely that the problems get exposed and discussed whether the government likes it or not. Many countries that seem more orderly seem that way because the government controls information flow. Central AC. Convenience. I love going to Europe. But every time I go I miss the convenience of America. Grocery stores have everything you could want. 80 different cereals or potato chips. We got it. It's 2 a.m. and I want pancakes. How about a burger? Well, the diner down the road from me has it. Within a few miles of my house I can get Chinese, Jamaican, pizza, Korean, sushi, barbecue, Mexican, Indian, Thai, etc. Maybe I want to go shopping at 10 p.m. and buy a toaster. Well, Walmart and Target are open. I admire the simplicity in some countries since places tend to close earlier. Especially on Sunday. But here you can get what you want, when you want. I take it for granted until I travel overseas. Chips and queso. My experience living in America is that there is a lot of product choice, from foodstuffs to candy to drinks and other everyday life products. As a small example, here in Brazil you will often find at most like 5 or 6 soda flavors, while in America there are so many I don't even know the actual number. Outside of larger cities during rush hour, driving is pretty good, with few toll roads. Retail. I go to a store in Canada and they'll have maybe 2 or 3 options for the item I'm looking for. I go to the same store in the US and it'll be more like 6 or 7 to choose from, often better quality for less money. The last 18 months showed me how much I took living in a border city for granted, being able to pop over there for a shopping trip. Revisiting its history in TV documentaries time and time again. Here in Canada we'll do it once, rerun it, and then bury it in a vault or archive, never to be broadcast or available as a DVD, or VHS back in the day, ever again. There's a lot of Canadian documentaries and broadcast TV rotting away like this. Diversity. Hard to believe if you're American, but for real, very few countries handle it as well, the National Park Service, and attracting the world's best and brightest. Edit. Since this blew up, I'd like to add one of my favorite quotes from the newsroom. This country was built by greater fools. America does space exploration and space technology very well. And they are good at conventional war. Movies. Classic muscle cars. Oh damn, there's just something about 60/70ths American cars. Sure, they're boats, but damn, they look and sound amazing. According to my friends who moved here from Germany and Canada, the freedom to be whatever you want. Not so much career-wise as just expressive of personality-wise. They both felt that being different in those places made you stick out like a sore thumb. The German also pointed out that career paths are very restricted there. You get on a track and you stuck there. Giving in times of need, I think. The government always cocks things up, but when awful stuff happens somewhere, average Americans want to help. Horrific volcanic disaster in the Caribbean. Just hours later, people are texting in donations to rescue and recovery efforts. Hurricane Katrina. Cajun Navy shows up to help. Earthquake and famine in Haiti. You have musicians Pomplamoose figuring out how to get goats to people in need. While there are always exceptions, I think average Americans paycheck to paycheck, truck driving, weekend football, everyday Americans want to help when and where they can. A lot of things. I'm not American. But the world owes the Americans gratitude for so many techs and startups and inventions that has made life on this planet more convenient or easier. The internet, for example. I understand the innovation process isn't a solitary affair and you build upon previous knowledge and innovations. But you still gotta give credit where credit's due. Also, the porn. An Indian's perspective of what America gets right. Celebrating and encouraging individuality. Freedom of speech. Pop culture. Unbelievable variety of cuisines. Ranch dressing. We have something labeled as ranch where I am, but it's not the same as actually American ranch. Not even close. Real American ranch is amazing. Edit. To the people who awarded me, thanks. Edit 2. Yes, agreed, bottled ranch is terrible. Edit 3. Hidden Valley own a piece of my soul, but I make my own because it's expensive and hard to find here. However, my sister-in-law, American, is going home at Christmas, so I'm sending her with a list. Edit 4. Everyone offering to send me ranch powder, you are all beautiful human beings, thank you. Your offers are very much appreciated. However, I shall be annoying my lovely sister-in-law. We are a very expressive, passionate nation. I just got back from Europe and although they aren't unhinged like us, a lot of them lack common courtesy and friendliness. I missed being able to make a slight remark towards a total stranger without them looking at me like I was a freak. Made me feel that maybe I wasn't as much of an introvert as I thought I was. Desserts. The USA does not fool around when it comes to desserts. Public lands and access to them. Everyone is mentioning the national park system, which is the crown jewel, but our wilderness areas, national forests, BLM lands, state and local parks, protected coastal areas and the roads that connect them all are truly amazing. We may not all be able to afford a cabin in the mountains or a house on the beach, but with a car and a tent we can all enjoy those places no matter what your income. Some of the nicest, warmest people you will ever meet. It gets lost in all the current social media hyperpolarization atmosphere, but by and large Americans are amazingly kind people. America does have a lot of good universities, right? Edit. Yes. I'm moving to the US soon, Texas, from India, and was generally very worried about everything I keep reading about the US on Reddit. This thread makes me very happy. Edit. Thank you so much for all the helpful answers, it's very reassuring. I've lived a couple of years in England, Oxford, previously, and Austin should be similar as a university town, presumably. Really excited to move now. Thank you guys. Public restrooms and drinking fountains. In NZ, you're lucky to have a public toilet within a block of you if you're downtown. In the US, every shop has one. 1. Jury nullification. 2. Double jeopardy protections. 3. Freedom of speech, from government. 4. Cheap fuel. 5. Diversity. Living in everyone's head rent-free. Ice in drinks. Better beverage to ice ratio than just about anywhere. LGBT protection. I don't believe it's perfect or without its flaws, but in comparison to where my extended family is from, Eastern Europe, I feel much safer recently outing myself here than I ever would where the rest of my family lives. At least here in the States I don't have to worry as much about possibly being fired, ridiculed, assaulted, corrected, or killed if other people know about me being a lesbian. Barbecue, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. North, south, east or west. We make barbecue bang like you didn't know it could. Charitable giving. We beat the shit out of every other nation at it. Entertainment.